Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Brett's Brain. Today, we're going to talk about the data room and how to use it as a tool to help close your next round of venture capital. Hey, I'm Brett Brohl, former entrepreneur, current venture capitalist. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. Our goal here is to help entrepreneurs succeed. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them down in the comment section below. And make sure you rate, subscribe, review, do all that stuff, tell your friends so we can be helpful in your entrepreneurial journey. Okay, the data room. Historically looked at as something that entrepreneurs had to do for investors in order to close a round of capital. What we like to think about and what I like to think about is how do we take that data room and turn it into a tool that will actually help an entrepreneur close a round of venture capital. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what you need to have in it and what you can have in it that can help move your fundraise along faster. All right, so historically, the data room, you signed a term sheet, and right before or right around that time, you would have a data room that had some basic documentation around your company that an investor would require to look at prior to closing with you. So that's everything from your legal docs, your organizational docs, patents that you might have, a variety of other things of that nature that needed to be passed. And the data room was just literally a file that you passed from entrepreneur to investor. However, data rooms have changed and grown and become a tool that entrepreneurs can use, and you can put so much more in there that can really help your startup and your fundraise. I'm also going to talk a little bit about how to use it as a tool to move people faster. So today, what we like to recommend our founders do is actually have two versions of a data room. They have one that they use during the fundraise process that might not actually have all of that legal stuff in it. And then they have a second data room that once you have a term sheet or are really close to a term sheet, you include and you open up for just those funds that are in that depth of due diligence where they need the legal documentation at that point. And so you have more of a marketing data room, and then you have a legal data room, or two ways to think about it. And so what should you be putting in this marketing data room that can help move things forward? Well, there's some really, really cool things that we've seen. I'm just going to start listing them off. One is an organizational chart. So who do you currently have on your team, and take it to the next step. What roles are you going to be filling, and who are they going to report to once you close a round of capital? So where are your human capital needs? Really neat to see. Customer testimonials. It's a great way to include something around, hey, this is a customer testimonial, and you can have a long list of people that have talked to you. So as we talk through these, think about when you pitch a fund, what are those things that you don't have time to get to always, or you might quickly mention, but you don't have time to back up during your first or second meeting with the fund. That's what you're going to be putting in this marketing data room. So those customer testimonials can be a great thing to include. If you're in a more obscure vertical, maybe you do some interviews with experts on the industry that you can include. Maybe you do a competitive deep dive that's included in your data room. Another thing that you can be thinking about as a founder in your marketing data room is what are all the things that a fund is going to do or check boxes they're going to check during their due diligence, and you can do it for them and include it in their data room. You can go as far as to write an investment memo on yourself and include it in the data room. Competitive analysis, market sizing. If you have case studies with current clients or potential clients, include those case studies in there as well. A sales funnel, sales pipeline is a great thing to have in that data room. The list is really kind of unending of what you can put in there and what you can include in there. You can put, a PowerPoint on your go-to-market strategy. You can put new logo designs or where the design is going. You can put your product roadmap in there. Keep thinking about these things of, okay, we're going to have our first meeting with a fund, but we're only going to have 20, 30 minutes to really present. What's next? What are the things that would set us apart that they're going to have to get to anyways that we can put in this data room and then share it? And then when you share the data room, make sure you're really clear of telling the investor that you have, hey, in our data room, we have, customer testimonials. We've done a couple interviews with industry experts in case you want to learn about our industry. I know you mentioned, asked us a few questions about our team and where we're going with our team. We actually put an outline of the hiring needs and the needs we have. Think about how well this is going to make you look as a founder and how prepared you're going to look when you are able to follow up with a fund and you have that so well oiled and organized up front. Here's the other thing that it tries to demonstrate. is if you proactively offer your data room at the end of your first or second call. Now, I wouldn't do it with just a fund that's not super interested. But if you have a fund where the first call went great and you're vibing, you're feeling good, you can say, hey, actually, we have a data room that we've put together for some other funds already. Would you like to have access to it? Here's a few things that it has in there in case you want to start doing a deep dive on us. Like, you just planted a seed of FOMO that other funds are already looking at the data room. Why not do that? It makes you look great, makes you look well prepared, but you can also use it as a way to drive some FOMO for your startup and for your fundraising round. And so don't be afraid to do that. It takes a lot of work up front, but it really can be a valuable tool. And then as you move more and more funds down the funnel, you can, when a couple get close to that term sheet or are issuing term sheets, that's when you would want to open the second data room to, but just to those funds that are really interested and really close to being ones that are committing to your round or have already committed via term sheet. So that's the two versions of the data room. That's how we'd recommend putting them together. And that's the value of it and how you can use it to move your fundraise faster.